I am Nils from Line Equipment, and today I'm here to tell you all about Ortlieb's new products for 2021. I suppose the biggest change is Ortlieb's updated bikepacking range. Now, this part of the range has been hugely successful since it was launched about 4 years ago. So we've made a separate video all about the bikepacking stuff because actually there's quite a lot of ground to cover, but in a nutshell, as you can see, the main change is a colour change from a kind of slate grey to this matte black, but still retaining the orange highlights which have become so iconic for that part of the product range. There's a new product as well called the Fork Pack, which you can see here. This is effectively a 3 litre dry bag, but with a Ortlieb quick release system called Quick Lock S, so Quick Lock Small, which mounts onto a really lightweight 17 gram bracket which goes onto a fork like this. So that's a new product in the range, but other than that, a lot of the other changes are kind of small improvements. So you might have like better cam locks, you've got purge valves on the handlebar packs, you've got things like the zip being on the drive side of all frame bags. The frame bags have been kind of adjusted so that they work better with top tubes that have got cable routing underneath them. So it's all small little improvements, but as I say, we've got a full video on the bikepacking updates because there is quite a lot of ground to cover there. The other big part of the range which they've been working hard on is what I like to call their kind of outdoor lifestyle rucksack range. So last year they updated the iconic Velocity and added an additional size which was 17 litre, and changes included things like an improved shoulder harness, improved padding on the back. You've got a Velcro strap which is replaceable if it should wear out because the bags often outlast the Velcro, and inside you've got a fully featured padded laptop sleeve for a laptop up to 15 inch. What they've done now this summer is a mid-season launch for an additional size which is the Velocity 29, and the 29 litre version shares all the features that its smaller siblings have, so the internal laptop sleeve, the improved shoulder harness, etc. But it's also got an external pocket like you get on the Commuter Daypack City, which is not a waterproof pocket, but it's a useful feature for your keys or your wallet, stuff that doesn't need to be waterproof like the main part of the bag will be. Now, as part of the mid-season launch, Ortlieb also launched a Velocity in the PS13 in 2 sizes, which is a smaller 2 to 17 and a 23 litre ones. So again, it shares all the same features with its PVC sibling, which has become a really kind of iconic piece in Ortlieb's range, but it uses a nylon material and just a single colourway all round, and it uses really nice kind of natural tones as well. Apart from the material change, all the other features are the same. So again, padded laptop sleeve, updated harness system, etc. But because of the PS13 material, it's also slightly lighter weight, so a really nice product going forward. And finally, Ortlieb always used to do a design Velocity and a design back roller, and this year they've changed things up slightly. They've not made them kind of like the kind of slightly bolder designs that we're starting to get used to, but made it a little bit more subdued. But it uses a matte black material that you used to find on the motor range back in the day. The print on it is effectively a two-tone effect, if you want to call it that. It's it's a little bit more stealthy, and it looks really sharp in the flesh. So that's the same on the Velocity. It's going to be 2 designs, as well as the back roller. There's going to be 2 designs there as well. Now again, with the mid-season launch of the rucksacks in August this year, 2020, Ortlieb added an additional size of the Commuter Daypack City into the range, which is a 27 litre version. So the existing one is a 21 litre version. Now there's a 27 litre version as well, and that comes in both the City, which is a PS13 nylon material, as well as the Urban range, which is a kind of cotton Cordura blend in a 27 litre versions. It's basically exactly the same as its smaller sibling. It's got the same outside pocket, it's got the same webbing straps there for your D-lock on the outside, but you've just got a lot more space, especially when you're carrying a laptop in that padded laptop sleeve inside. Moving on to the Atrack, as you can see, colours have changed quite a bit for this year. In terms of features, they're unchanged, but we've got this new accent colour, which is a slightly off grey, if you want to call it that. They call it clay, and it goes onto these natural tones that you also find on the Velocity PS. So actually, in store, you can make a really nice family out of these bags, and the Atrack is only gaining in popularity as more and more people start to see its potential from a consumer's perspective. So a really exciting change. I think these colours look really strong, and I think it will do really well for us going forward. Now the Atrack is also available in the Urban line as of this year. There was a mid-season launch, and they're doing the Atrack Core, which is a slightly kind of stripped down version of the standard Atrack, without the big kind of hip belt, in the Urban line material. So really nice product for use around town, and because that zip runs down next to your spine, if you like, it's actually quite useful in areas where there might be things like pickpocketing, because you can't get into the bag without taking the bag off first. Small little thing worth noting: the saddlebag range, that's the micro saddlebag as well as the larger saddlebags, they're all going down to just one colourway, which is black. It's always been our best selling colourway. It makes it simpler from a production point of view, but it also makes it simpler from a ranging point of view in terms of which colour do you need to kind of go for. Black is the only colour that's going to be available going forward. Another new product for 2021 is the e-trunk. That goes hand in hand with the e-mate, which was launched a couple of years ago. E-mate being an e-bike specific handlebar bag, this one is a e-bike specific trunk bag, if you like. So it uses a magnetic lid, which can be opened just using one hand. Inside you've got two internal storage pockets. On the sides for like your valuables. You've got a zippered compartment in the lid itself as well, and you've got a nice bright colour so you can see the contents of the bag easily without having to sort of rummage around too much. On the back of the bag you'll find a little light loop, and you'll also find a bracket which can be used to mount a standard bottle cage too. So what they find on a lot of e-bikes, especially hybrids, is that there's no provision for bottle cages, and this kind of helps to resolve that issue by being able to put a water bottle on the back. It's got a removable shoulder strap and a bungee cord on top to store your belongings, as well as a stretchy outside pocket for stuff that you want to be able to get to easily. In terms of the attachment, it uses the new top lock system, and top lock will replace all the existing rack lock systems that are found on Ortlieb Products. Top lock is a lot more user friendly, a lot more intuitive to use. So basically you've got these 4 cam locks, if you like, which can slide on these rails. You adjust them to the width of the rack. It basically handles racks between, I believe, something like 60mm and 140 or something like that, so most racks on the market. So you just use this little screw here. You undo that with an Allen key, and you move the hooks along to the size of your rack, and then you basically just place it on top of the rack, push it down, and it snaps shut, and that's completely solid. To remove it, you press down these little wings on the sides, and the whole bag comes off, leaving nothing on the bike. So there's no bracket left on the bike at all, which is nice if you don't always want to use this and you don't want your bike to look like it's got loads of accessories bolted onto it when you're not using the bag. Comes in 2 colourways, so you can have it in the black or the petrol colourway, which is that colour there, as you can see on the Atrack. Now, as I mentioned, top lock is going to supersede all the existing products that use rack lock. So you will find top lock on things like the Trunk Bag RC, of which there's now also an Urban line version, and there will be a new Uptown product called the Uptown Rack, which uses the same top lock system as well. So Uptown Rack is effectively the Uptown bicycle basket, but with a quick release system to go onto the rear rack as well.